So, kia ora everyone, ko rua pihu te maunga, ko Wanganui te awa, ko te Ātiho nui a Pāparangi te iwi, ko Parikino, ko Pungurehu, ko Putiki ngā marae, no Wanganui a hau, engari ko Tamaki Makaurau taku kāinga I nāia nei. So kia ora everybody, my name is Jess Tyson. I am a news reporter at Māori Television and I am also the current Miss World New Zealand. And today I'm going to be talking to you about a few different things. Firstly, about a project or community organisation that I started last year as part of my role of Miss World New Zealand, but also with my experience as a journalist, I've kind of come across a few different entrepreneurs that I find really, really inspiring. So I'm also going to focus on those people, and hopefully give you some awesome advice. So yeah, thank you all. Firstly, I also want to say thank you so much to Vicky and Shalish for having me here. It's been a privilege to be able to share my journey about Brave and also have the opportunity to share my messages to you all here tonight. So thank you all for being here. Yay. So last year as Miss World New Zealand, I got to choose a project to work on which was about helping people within the community. And this project is called Beauty with a Purpose. So people may not know that within Miss World, the winner gets to start a project that she then presents to the international competition, which is called Beauty with a Purpose. And this is the heart and soul of Miss World. A lot of people think that beauty pageants are all about walking on stage in swimwear and looking all beautiful, but Miss World is not that kind of pageant. It is something that focuses on helping people, and so each and every girl who goes to Miss World presents a project. Last year there were 120 different contestants, so there were 120 different projects, and my project Brave placed second overall out of 120, and I guess from that I was able to, thank you, I was then given the title of Miss World Oceania, which means that this year I get to travel the world with the team. But that doesn't matter because this is not about that, this is about what we're here for tonight. So Brave is a charity, well it's an organisation now, but I'm getting it registered as a charity, and it's about helping young people affected by sexual violence. And the reason that I started this is because I wanted to find something that would help people and something that I was genuine about and something that I had actually been through. So as a child, I was a victim of sexual abuse. I went through the court system to stand up against the perpetrator. He did not get convicted due to the lack of evidence, which is quite normal these days and in the past. And so all of my life, I found it quite hard to talk about. Although when it happened to me and when I went through the court process, I was able to get some amazing help. I had a whānau around me who really supported me. I got counselling support, and it helped me really grow into the woman who I am today. So I'm really, really lucky, and I think without those kind of support systems, I wouldn't be where I am today. And so starting Brave is what I wanted to do to help other young girls and other young boys who went through some similar experiences. And so from starting Brave, what we do is that we travel around New Zealand and present to schools. I talk about my story and what I went through, but more importantly, I talk to the students about consent, healthy relationships, if they are ever confronted with situations that they are victims of sexual violence or sexual harm, that they will learn about the places to go to. So it's actually an incredible thing that I've started and just been a part of. I'm a bit passionate about this, guys. So whenever I talk about it, I get a bit too excited. But basically, what I want to really focus on here tonight is that, of course, I'm not a businesswoman, I'm a journalist. I don't have any qualifications around business or being an entrepreneur specifically, but I feel that the advice that I might be able to give to you all tonight is that through your business and through your projects, you can find ways to help people in your community, which is so rewarding. And as well as that, you can actually find that if through helping people, you might even be able to profit more. Yeah, so I think that's all I wanted to say about Brave. Yeah. Anyway, okay, we'll move on. Yay. Oh no, there's more. Okay. Okay, just some quick advice about me starting up Brave is that firstly, if you are a business wanting to help people in the community, you first need to research and to find out whether or not the purpose or the thing that you want to do to help others is something that's actually needed. Before starting Brave, I found I wanted to make sure that this is something that people needed. And so I met with Rape Prevention Education, which is New Zealand's biggest organisation that works to help people affected by sexual violence. And so this is Debbie here in the middle picture. She is a director. And her and I kind of met together and talked about the need that the need of help for young people affected by sexual violence, and specifically Māori people, Māori children. You might know already from word of mouth or people you know that sexual abuse is intergenerational, specifically in Māori Pacific, maybe Pacific, but definitely Māori families. And so this is something that obviously that research showed that it's needed. Sexual violence for young girls is, I think 1 in 3 girls are affected by the age of 16, and 1 in 7 boys are also affected by adulthood. So not only is it common for girls, but it is for boys. So there's definitely evidence there that the help was needed. So if you are thinking about helping any communities, I think it's really important to look for the research and make sure that you are actually doing something that is worth doing. Yeah. Secondly is collaborating with people. And so Rape Prevention Education was probably my number one. Before I started my programs and educational program, I needed to find out, there's guidelines, because these topics that I talk about in these presentations are quite confronting. And so I needed to get some guidance as to what I should and what I shouldn't talk about. And so going through talking to Debbie, she was able to tell me what I can talk about and what I shouldn't because of the age group. So it's really important to also collaborate with groups like that to make sure that the work you are doing is ethically, morally the right work. As well as that, I collaborated with Safe to Talk. So Safe to Talk is New Zealand's first health line, which is established just for people affected by sexual violence. So it's victims, but it's also perpetrators. So which is really amazing that people can, from both sides of the stories or situations, can go there for help. And lastly, I also teamed up with Action Station. So Action Station has started a petition this year calling for government support to have more help in schools for those affected by sexual violence. And last week they released a report showing that there was about a $7 million gap in funding for community groups. So it shows that we need to be, hopefully in the next budget, there will be more money out there for community groups and services like that. Yeah. May have gone over time. Okay, I'll be really fast. So firstly, I wanted to talk about Hine Collections. So this is a woman who is doing an amazing, she's started an amazing business in New Zealand while also giving back to the community. She is from Te Arawa, so Rotorua. You might also know her as Te Ururu Flavel's daughter. So last year she established Hine Collection, and this is an activewear line that is kaupapa Māori, and it is, helping young Māori women, or any Māori woman actually, feel comfortable in the skin they're in by creating activewear. And it's pretty amazing. But the one thing that I really, really wanted to talk about is that she was a mumpreneur? Yeah, so last year she was a stay-at-home mum, had 2 babies. She took the risk and decided to start this. At the time, her partner was working full-time. She wanted to do something to help. And fast forward till now, her business has just blown up. She now owns a warehouse, so she has all of her activewear in there, and she's also expanded to Australia. So it just shows she had a dream, just like everyone here, and she's made it big. Yeah. Another really awesome thing I want to talk about is that at Te Matatini, the kapahaka competition, she released a dress called Poi Girl, and it was honour of Tale Morrison, who was a kapahaka performer. She's pretty much famous, but she unfortunately last year she passed away from cervical cancer, and so Hine Collection created a dress with the funds to go towards a campaign called Smee Meer, and Smee Meer is all about focusing on helping young Māori women raise awareness about the need to get tested for cervical cancer. Yeah, so the dress that she had on sale at Te Matatini sold out within the first couple of days, and she ended up raising about $5,000 for the charity, which is incredible. Yeah. So it just goes to show that if you are, a business, you can do little projects like this to be able to give back to your community. I talked to her about some advice that she had to give, and she says, believe in yourself, ignore those who doubt you, take action, make it happen, and choose the idea you're most passionate about. Right, yeah. So the next incredible woman I want to talk about is Jess Coate. Jess Coate is a personal trainer. She's also an athlete, obviously. She's a bodybuilder, and she's from Te Iti Kahurangi in the Waikato, and she's actually my coach, so she's an amazing person, and she's been bodybuilding for the last 11 years, and she was a personal trainer. But last year, she took a great risk. She stopped personal training and put her business online. So at the moment, she's now she's selling programs to women all over the world and making an incredible profit from it. And as Miria before did, she took a big risk, and now she's helping people around the world, doing her job, but doing it from online. So it goes to show that you can be successful working from online. So Jess has some advice as well. Be passionate, persevere, be patient and persistent. Set your goals high and believe in your dreams, and get a business mentor. She says that when she was young, when she started out, she didn't have a mentor, but when she ended up, when she did get a mentor, it really fast-forwarded her success. So my advice on behalf of Jess would be to get a mentor, and that can really, help you get where you want to be faster. Next up we have Nix, also known as Nicole Adams. She is a social media icon and mental health advocate. We had Nix in the office last week at Māori Television, and she actually she's just come back from Australia, but she has a really, really interesting story to tell. When about 4 years ago, she lost her 2-year-old son to a virus. And pretty much from that point on, her life went downhill. She fell into depression, and her way to get out from that was by taking drugs, and she ended up being addicted to meth, and then she went to prison for it. Last December, she got out of prison, and she decided to change her life. And so what she's done is that she's taken to social media, and she's made a Facebook page, and she talks to people within the communities about struggles that they might be going through, and then she tells them about her own struggles. Obviously, she has been, at the bottom, so these people who she talks to on her social media page tell her about the struggles that they've been through, and that kind of gets the attention of so many people, because in New Zealand there are so many Māori people who are going through different struggles similar to her. She's talked to people who have been sexually abused, people who are drug addicts, people who are depressed, possibly suicidal, and when she was interviewed last week in Māori Television, she told us that it's within you to be able to heal from experiences, and I kind of understood where she's coming from, obviously as a victim myself, but also that sometimes it's hard to say, but sometimes people might not need services, they might just need to find the ability to heal within them, and that's what she does. So she talks to people from around the country and shares those stories on her social media page. So at the moment she's got a following of about 80,000 people, and that leads me to my next point. Because of her incredible following, she was chosen for a Facebook trial, and so what that means is that people can go onto her page and click that they want to become a supporter. So that means that they pay a certain amount, I think it's about $8 a month, to then have exclusive access to certain photos or videos that she has been through. And so if you look at her page, she has 80,000 followers. And if you think about the number of people who might actually sign up to her supporters, the option to pay for her exclusive content, the amount of money that she's making from helping people is actually quite a lot of money, and it shows that, helping people can also, create an income. So that's just another incredible story that I find really fascinating, and I find her to be very inspirational. So hopefully you can learn something from her. And then lastly, this is a friend of mine. He's not a female, obviously. His name is Ezekiel Rowe. You might have seen him in the news a few times in the last year or so. So last year he was given a medal from the Queen. Last month he was named one of the top 30 in Forbes Young Under 30 Entrepreneurs. And he was actually an ambassador for the Key to Life Trust, which is run by Mike King. Do you guys know about, I Am Hope? So he was the young, pretty much leading I Am Hope as an ambassador, and he also has started a program called Tū Kotahi. So that's about going around schools and teaching groups of mentors at each school how you can help your fellow students through who need support around mental health. And so what's incredible about him is that his background, he came from nothing. I interviewed him a couple of weeks ago. He said that he used to live in a van that was built by his father. But he was just so grateful to have his whānau around him. He's from up north, and at the time, I think when he was very young, there was about 5 suicides that happened within the space of 2 months. And so that inspired him to then do something about it, and that's when he started Tū Kotahi. And so his advice is pretty similar to the others. I just also wanted to highlight the fact that his project Tū Kotahi is being funded by the government. I think it's a $1 million project that he's looking after now, and that's about to go out in schools. So what's so impressive about him is that he has made an idea, or he's fulfilled his dream to create this incredible project. But not only is he doing it on a regional level, he now has government support and the funding to expand it. So I think that's just incredible. But his advice is to have the right like-minded people around you. He told me that having Mike King around him as a mentor was really awesome. They obviously had the same kind of thoughts in mind to help people who are affected by mental health. So having someone around you to really make sure that they have your best interests at heart, that's the one. That's really, really important, because some people can pretend that they're there for you for one reason, but they're actually not. So it's important to surround yourself with people who have your same interests. Remain open-minded as projects may change. That's okay, as the outcome is still the same. Understand that change doesn't happen overnight. It takes time and dedication to create dreams. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys, but I really hope that if you found something valuable from my little spiel here, might have been a bit of a mess, but that's okay. But thank you all so much.